Hey guys, Flamengo greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're just arriving, I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below, turn on notifications by clicking the bell, and leave a cool like on the video. We're here thanks to Mais Cabello. You can lose weight in a healthy way with Mais Cabello. Remember, with the Mais Slim program, you get an amazing discount here from Paparazzo Rubro Negro. I'll leave it here in the description and in the pinned comment, both for weight loss, right, which has medical supervision and clinics all over Brazil. There's a Mais Cabello near you in every corner. You're going to look for the Mais Slim program. If you want to do hair treatment, improve your scalp, if you're already doing the weight loss treatment, you automatically take care of your scalp as well. If you just want to take care of your scalp, you can look for the new treatment called ExoMize, okay? So it's also in the description. Everything is explained. It's spectacular. Our partner for years, Mais Cabello. Also remember that Aroldo's Caravan takes you to Flamengo games, to Brazil games. It takes you on sports trips, right? A lot of people went to the Champions League and praised Aroldo's Caravan's work a lot. So I'll also leave it in the description and in the pinned comment, just like all our other sponsors. And today, in a little while, there's a game happening, right? Netherlands, the Dutch team against Japan. And man, there's an amazing odd at Esportiva Bet, which is our partner here. It's one of our partners. We picked this one especially for you who haven't registered yet. New registrations starting from midnight today. You can get this odd 18. It used to be 1.81, both teams to score, right? Netherlands and Japan. If you place your one real bet, it's one real, okay? There's a limit. You can get this odd 18. If you put in one, you'll get 18 in your account. Yeah, this one is spectacular. Remember, play responsibly. It's for people over 18. It's for fun. It's not an investment. There are more in our stories and on our tips channel linked in the pinned comment. Go check it out and you'll find them there. There's a really good one too, with the odds increased to 5 point something. Go check it out and you'll see. Go check it out and you'll see. Go to our tips channel, it's there too, and in our Insta stories. I'll start here then by bringing information, talking about Neymar. I just want to say that you could be getting a little lion as a gift if you find one of the 25,000 plush lions, right? There will be a prize in the box and everything. A lot of people are finding these prizes in the lion box in stores. Get your lion tea right now and you could be a winner. Well, Neymar is back. At least that's what everyone is hoping for. That's what everyone expects. I'm here hitching a ride with Literal News. Hitching a ride with our friends Sydney, Renata, Marcelo Marinho, who yesterday was having a great chat with me and Geraldo in the car on the way back from the stadium. And we have a lot of information to share here. They cover the national team like no one else, and who can and are helping me bring this well-researched information to you. The Mourinho family's expectation is that Neymar will be back, at least included in the squad, right, Marcelo? Included in the squad against Haiti. So there is this expectation, but there is no confirmation that today Neymar did some recovery work, you know, gym and all that. He has to do that anyway since he's in recovery and physical therapy. The players did physical therapy. The recovery session today, which is still a kind of physical therapy, is a treatment there. The player who went to the game, who played both halves, always does this recovery session the next day, and now they're already on break. They're giving these guys a break since they didn't play. Calm down, guys. Calm down. Take it easy. That's it. It's standard practice. It's normal in soccer. So they went on break. And if we're not careful, we'll probably find them at the equipment store, the one everyone likes. We'll meet at what's it called, where we're going later, at the mills, right? What's it called? The outlet. Ouch, outlet. Let's go. Maybe there will be some players there. Hey, my friends, the expectation is that this Monday you'll be able to see footage, CBF training, not FIFA training. You can follow footage from our fantastic coverage here of Neymar on the field. There's a lot of anticipation, no doubt, that this training session will be packed this Monday. The entire world press, not just from Brazil, will be at the training session in Morristown, right, where Red Bull's training center is. And we'll be there looking forward to seeing Neymar on the field. And then there's the possibility that Neymar, by the end of the week, could face Haiti, get on the field, and play a few minutes against Haiti. So that's the important information about Neymar's return, right? My friends, and among the most talked about forwards on X, the former Twitter. Recently, I think about 15 or 20 days ago, there was a lot of talk about him. David Romero from Tigre, Argentina, valued at 5 million euros, 5 million euros. He's 23 years old, 1.79 meters tall, a center forward, but he's that classic traditional center forward. You know, man, if you check on Transfer Market, for example, you look there, look here, he's a true center forward, man. Look at the guy's position, look at that, look at that. Yeah, that's exactly what Flamengo needs as an option for Pedro, who should be here, right? He should be here. Pedro definitely wouldn't have missed that headed chance Igor Thiago had yesterday, right? That ball that Vinicius Jr. set up perfectly and said, go ahead, Igor Thiago. Pedro would have scored that one with his chest. He would have scored with his chest. He positions himself well enough to score that goal with his chest. If he didn't score with his chest, he'd use his shoulder, head, or nose, or control it on his chest and score with a bicycle kick. Pedro would have scored that goal. I have no doubt that Pedro would have scored. And Flamengo is looking for this striker, and David Romero from Tigre, Argentina, is valued at 5 million euros. He would be almost like a scout player, not exactly a scout because he already has some value, right? Interesting. And the interesting news for us to bring to you, I just posted on our social media, is the presence of David Romero, mentioned by Flamengo fans on social media, his presence in Rio de Janeiro, okay? He posted a photo on a Rio beach and tagged the city's location on his social media, okay? So look, David Romero, check it out, posting a photo on a beach in Rio de Janeiro. And then we know, right, that when it comes to Flamengo, where there's smoke, there's fire. So what do you think? Do you think it's possible that Flamengo is planning to sign David Romero? You know, I mentioned that Flamengo was evaluating the South American market. Coluna do Fla reported that Flamengo was going to sign a forward and that they were negotiating with a South American forward who plays in Europe. So it's not David Romero anymore. We reported that Flamengo was negotiating with a forward who plays in Argentine football. A foreign player in Argentine football. Now it starts to make sense, okay? There are other names under consideration. I already mentioned there was also the scouting issue. But, you know, since the guy is in Rio, it's worth mentioning. And look, speaking of the transfer market, I got some information about a defensive midfielder, right? Daniel, as a midfielder, plays much more as a defensive midfielder than as an attacking midfielder, okay? Yeah, Bragança, a 27-year-old midfielder from Sporting CP, okay? That he would be of interest to Flamengo, that he would be on the list of players evaluated by Flamengo. Since Flamengo gave up on Marcos Antonio and Danilo would be a very difficult signing, Flamengo keeps maintaining a list of possible players to sign, right? I'm going to play with the word because Geraldo goes crazy with the defensive midfielder thing, right? The midfield, as Geraldo says, so there's center forward, there's fullback, but the defensive midfielder is not a priority for Flamengo at the moment. Flamengo has its list, and I confirmed it, okay? Yeah, the information from my friend Alexandre Matos, he got some info, right? CRF Matos. He heard that Flamengo was considering Daniel Bragança, a 27-year-old midfielder from Sporting CP. Actually a defensive midfielder, right? And then I asked a source connected to Flamengo's board if Flamengo was really trying to sign the player. No, a defensive midfielder is not a priority for Flamengo right now. It's an attacking midfielder and a forward. And then this source replied to me, he's a good player, meaning he's on the radar. But he's not an attacking midfielder, he's a defensive midfielder, okay? So they corrected us, said he's not a midfielder, he's a defensive midfielder, but he's a good player, meaning he's on Flamengo's radar. So the defensive midfielder from Sporting CP, 27 years old, Daniel Bragança, is confirmed to be on Flamengo's radar, and he's another option that Flamengo is considering in the international market. Friends, look, I'm bringing you now this information I've gathered regarding Luiz Araújo at Al Sadd. Al Sadd an offer that could reach 70 million reais, and some sources are saying that if a 70 million offer comes in for the player, Flamengo will sell, okay? The information is from Romario Jr. from Bastidores Fla, and it's also on Bola Bola VIP. Yeah, Luiz Araújo, right, would be sold by Flamengo to Al Sadd. Flamengo's management isn't interested in a sale since they want reinforcements for the right wing spot, and naturally, the player would lose even more playing time. It's in this context that Al Sadd wants to sign Luiz Araújo, right? So, Romario Jr. is saying that Flamengo is open to a deal, but they want to receive around 12 million euros, about 70.5 million reais. Those are the figures that Flamengo considers to be fair. He also sees this move in a positive light because he wants a change of scenery. Cruzeiro has already shown interest, as well as Atlético Mineiro. There are many teams interested in Luiz Araújo. Sorry, I was about to say Everton Cebolinha, because Cebolinha is also someone we see could be negotiated at any moment, so Flamengo can recover their investment since they would lose him for free at the end of the year. So, with Everton Cebolinha, that's one situation. With Luiz Araújo, Flamengo is covered, they're calm about the contract and can negotiate without pressure. Okay, another player who is expected to be sold, as we've already mentioned, is Jorge Carrascal, all right? And Everton Araújo, Flamengo wants to keep him, all right? So these are players who could be sold. Cebolinha, to receive a small amount but to guarantee something so he doesn't leave for free. Carrascal, a slightly higher amount, especially if he does well in the tournament. And Luiz Araújo, who has several clubs interested, and Flamengo intends to receive a pretty good amount, around 60 to 70 million reais. So the report from Romario Jr., I checked with a source connected to Flamengo's board, and this source confirmed it, okay? Yes, that really, if Flamengo receives an offer of 12 million euros, they'll negotiate over Luiz Araújo. Right, without a doubt, it's considered a good amount because it's more than what Flamengo paid for him when he was in the MLS. So this amount of 12 million euros would be considered fair for Flamengo to do the deal. Flamengo will consider other offers. So yes, confirmed by a source close to the board, there is a possibility that Luiz Araújo will be sold, but there's no rush. What he told me was, there's no rush at all, there's no desperation, he's not the main player we are focused on selling, there are others. That's it. I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe below, turn on notifications by clicking the bell, and leave a nice like on the video. Thanks so much for being here. Now let's keep up with the games, right? Germany is playing, soon it'll be the Netherlands. Everyone is watching. Who are you rooting for? Tell me here, which game did you like the most? Are you disappointed with Brazil? We're in this together. Big hug. Flamengo greetings. This is Flamengo. Thanks.